Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited to delve into the fascinating world of snails. Snails are soft-bodied, molluscan creatures that belong to the class Gastropoda. They are characterized by their coiled shells, which provide them with protection and help retain moisture. Snails come in various shapes, sizes, and colors, and they can be found in a wide range of environments. Their natural habitat is incredibly diverse. Some flourish in freshwater habitats like ponds and streams, while others thrive in marine environments, living in oceans and seas. Additionally, many land snails inhabit moist, terrestrial areas such as forests, gardens, and grasslands. These environments offer the moisture they need to survive, allowing them to move and feed on various organic materials. Today, we'll explore more about these intriguing creatures, their roles in ecosystems, and their unique adaptations to their environments. Let's dive in. Snails are fascinating creatures with a long evolutionary history, dating back to around 500 million years. Their origins trace back to ancient mollusks, evolving into different species that adapted to both aquatic and terrestrial environments. Most snails are born from eggs, though the specific process varies by species. How snails are born. Reproduction. Most snails are hermaphroditic, meaning they have both male and female reproductive organs, but they still often pair with another snail to reproduce. Eggs. After mating, snails lay eggs in moist soil, water, or under plant matter, depending on their species. Hatching. The young snails emerge as miniature versions of adults with soft, developing shells, which harden as they grow. Best environment for snail populations. Moisture. Snails thrive in humid, damp environments, which are essential for keeping their bodies moist and preventing desiccation. Temperature. Moderate temperatures, ideally between 15 to 25 degrees Celsius, 59 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, support snail health. Extremes, like very hot or very cold temperatures, can be harmful. Shelter. Areas with leaf litter, rocks, or vegetation provide shelter from predators and harsh weather. Calcium availability. Snails need calcium to build and maintain their shells, so environments with soil or water containing calcium compounds support better shell health and reproduction. Snails are adaptable and can live in varied environments, from forests to gardens to freshwater lakes, provided these conditions are met. There are thousands of snail species worldwide, broadly categorized into three main types based on their habitats: land snails, freshwater snails, and marine snails. Here are some notable species within each group. 1. Land snails. Garden snail, Cornu aspersum, one of the most common land snails, often found in gardens worldwide. Giant African snail, Achatina fulica, known for its large size. It's native to Africa but has spread to other regions. Roman snail, Helix pomatia, also known as the burgundy snail or escargot. It's a popular edible snail in Europe. 2. Freshwater snails. Apple snail, Pomatia spp, often kept in aquariums. They have a distinctive round shell and are commonly found in tropical regions. Bladder snail, Phissa acuta, small and adaptable. This species is found in various freshwater habitats worldwide. Ram's horn snail, Planorbidae family, recognized for their coiled shells. They are commonly found in ponds and aquariums. 3. Marine snails. Conch, Strombus spp, known for their large, colorful shells. They are typically found in tropical waters. Cone snail, Conus spp, marine snails with venomous stings, known for their beautifully patterned shells. Turban snail, Turbo spp, found in coastal regions. They have a thick, rounded shell resembling a turban. Each species has unique adaptations for its environment, contributing to the incredible diversity of snails across ecosystems. The lifespan of a snail can vary significantly depending on its species, habitat, and environmental conditions. 1. Land snails. Garden snails, Cornu aspersum, typically live 2 to 5 years in the wild, though in captivity, they can live up to 10 years with proper care. Giant African snails, Achatina fulica, live around 5 to 7 years in the wild, and up to 10 years in captivity. 2. Freshwater snails. Apple snails, Pomatia spp, generally live 1 to 3 years in both wild and captive environments. Bladder snails, Phissa acuta, have a shorter lifespan, usually 1 year or less. 3. Marine snails. Conch snails, Strombus spp, can live up to 10 years or more in the wild. Cone snails, Conus spp, have lifespans of around 10 to 20 years. Factors influencing lifespan. Environment. A stable, humid environment with access to food and shelter prolongs life, especially in captivity. Predators and threats. Snails in the wild often face predation, disease, and environmental changes that can shorten their lives. In general, snails tend to live longer in captivity where they are protected from natural threats and have consistent access to food and proper care. Absolutely! Snails are fascinating creatures with some surprising traits. Here are a few fun facts about them. 1. Snail hibernation and estivation. Some snails can hibernate during cold weather and enter estivation, a form of summer hibernation, in hot, dry conditions. They seal themselves in their shells with a layer of mucus to retain moisture until conditions improve. 2. Lots of teeth. Snails have thousands of tiny, microscopic teeth arranged on a tongue-like organ called a radula. They use this toothed tongue to scrape food, like plant matter, into small pieces. 3. Super strong mucus. The slime snails produce isn't just for crawling, it helps them move smoothly across rough surfaces and even allows them to travel upside down. Their mucus has adhesive properties and protects their soft bodies from sharp objects. 4. Slow but persistent. Snails are known for being slow, typically moving only about 0.03 miles per hour. Despite this, they can travel surprisingly long distances over time, especially if searching for food or a mate. 5. Shell growth. A snail's shell grows along with it for its entire life. The shell's shape, color, and pattern are unique to each species and can reveal a lot about the snail's age and habitat. 6. Self-fertilization. In some species, many land snails are hermaphroditic, meaning they have both male and female reproductive organs. Some can even fertilize their own eggs, though many still prefer to mate with another snail. 7. Old as the dinosaurs. Fossils show that snails have been around for over 500 million years, meaning they've survived mass extinctions and adapted to many different environments. 8. They can regenerate. Some snails have the ability to regenerate certain parts of their bodies. For example, some can regrow parts of their eyes if they're damaged. These quirky traits make snails a unique and surprisingly complex part of the animal kingdom. Yes, in a way, snails do play a surprisingly important role in supporting and saving ecosystems on Earth. Though small, they contribute significantly to ecological balance and biodiversity. Here's how. 1. Decomposition and soil health. Role in decomposition. Snails consume decaying plant material, fungi, and sometimes even animal matter, which helps break down organic materials and recycle nutrients back into the soil. Improving soil quality. By feeding on dead plants and decaying material, snails contribute to soil fertility, promoting plant growth and supporting agriculture and natural vegetation. 2. Food source for many animals. Supporting the food web, snails are a key food source for various animals, including birds, frogs, mammals, and insects. They provide essential nutrients to these species, supporting biodiversity and stability within ecosystems. Secondary effects. By sustaining populations of animals that depend on them, snails indirectly support the predators of those animals as well, helping balance the entire ecosystem. 3. Indicators of environmental health. Bioindicators. Because snails are sensitive to environmental changes, such as pollution and climate fluctuations, they serve as bioindicators. The health of snail populations can indicate the health of an environment, alerting scientists to ecological issues before they become critical. Tracking pollution, land and freshwater snails absorb pollutants, so monitoring their health and numbers can provide valuable data on soil and water quality, helping guide conservation efforts. 4. Promoting plant pollination and seed dispersal. Fungi dispersal. Some snails feed on fungi, and as they move, they spread fungal spores, which helps in forest and ecosystem regeneration. Seed dispersal. Certain land snails inadvertently spread plant seeds by consuming them and excreting them in different locations, aiding plant diversity and regeneration. 5. Medical potential for humans. Biochemical resources. As mentioned, compounds from snails, such as conotoxins in cone snails, are being developed for pain management, neurological treatments, and potentially cancer therapy. This biodiversity is a vital resource for medicine and future treatments. 6. Erosion prevention. Snail shells. When snails die, their shells decompose and release calcium into the soil, contributing to soil stability and reducing erosion. The calcium from snail shells is essential in balancing soil pH, especially in acidic areas, supporting plant health and protecting against soil degradation. Snails are small but vital contributors to ecosystem health, from nutrient recycling and erosion control to their role in the food chain. By supporting biodiversity and offering ecological services like soil enrichment and pollution monitoring, snails are unsung heroes that help maintain the balance of life on Earth. Snails and snail-derived products have been used in medical and therapeutic treatments for centuries, and modern science continues to explore their potential. Here are some key ways snails are used in medicine. 1. Wound healing and skin care. Snail mucin. Snail mucin, the slime snails produce, is rich in glycolic acid, allantoin, collagen, and elastin, which are known for their healing and moisturizing properties. It's widely used in skincare to promote wound healing, reduce inflammation, and improve skin texture. Antibacterial properties. The mucus also has natural antibacterial properties that can help prevent infections in cuts and wounds, which is why it's popular in wound healing creams. 2. Pain management. Cone snail venom. Some marine cone snails produce a venom that contains compounds called conotoxins, which have powerful analgesic, pain-relieving properties. These conotoxins are being researched as potential alternatives to opioids, especially for chronic pain conditions. The drug saconitide, Prialt, derived from cone snail venom, is already approved to treat severe pain in certain patients. 3. Neurological research. Memory and learning studies. Scientists study snails to understand basic processes of memory and learning. Because snails have simpler nervous systems, researchers can study how neurons function and communicate, which has implications for understanding and treating human neurological diseases. 4. Anti-cancer potential. Marine snail compounds. Some compounds from marine snails are being studied for their anti-cancer potential. Certain peptides in snail venom have shown the ability to inhibit cancer cell growth, though this research is still in early stages. 5. Traditional remedies. Folk medicine. For centuries, snail products have been used in various folk medicines. For example, in some cultures, snail mucus is applied to the skin to treat warts and burns, and certain land snails have been used in teas or extracts for respiratory issues. Snails offer a unique source of natural compounds that have led to exciting developments in medicine with the potential for new treatments for pain, skin care, and even cancer. Snails have become an intriguing subject in medicine, especially due to their unique biochemical compounds with therapeutic potential. Here's a detailed look at the scientific exploration of snails in medicine. 1. Snail mucin in dermatology and wound healing. Properties. Snail mucin, also known as snail slime, is rich in beneficial components like glycoproteins, hyaluronic acid, glycolic acid, allantoin, elastin, and antimicrobial peptides. These substances help in skin repair, hydration, collagen stimulation, and reducing inflammation. Research findings. Wound healing studies have shown that snail mucin enhances wound healing by promoting cell proliferation, collagen synthesis, and reducing scar formation. For example, a study in the Journal of Drugs in Dermatology reported that snail secretion filtrate significantly improved wound healing in rats. Anti-aging snail mucin is effective in reducing wrinkles and fine lines, which is why it's used in anti-aging skincare products. Clinical trials have shown that snail mucin can boost skin hydration and elasticity over time. 2. Cone snail venom in pain management and neurological disorders. Cone snail venom. The venom of cone snails, specifically Conus magus, contains a group of peptides called conotoxins. These peptides have evolved to target specific receptors in the nervous system. Therapeutic application. Pain relief. Conotoxins block specific ion channels involved in pain transmission, providing pain relief without affecting other sensory functions. This has led to the development of Zaconotide, Prialt, an FDA-approved drug used to manage severe, chronic pain in patients who do not respond to opioids. Parkinson's and epilepsy research. Conotoxins are being researched for their potential to modulate neural activity, which could have implications for treating conditions like epilepsy and Parkinson's disease. By inhibiting overactive neural signals, these peptides might help control seizures and tremors. 3. Marine snail compounds in cancer treatment. Anti-cancer potential. Some marine snails contain cytotoxic peptides in their venom that show potential in inhibiting cancer cell growth. Studies in cancer therapy. Targeting cancer cells. Research has shown that certain peptides from marine snail venom can target and disrupt cancer cell membranes, causing cell death without harming healthy cells. This specificity could be beneficial for developing targeted cancer therapies. Experimental studies. While many of these studies are in the preliminary stages, animal trials have shown positive results. For example, peptides from certain cone snails have demonstrated efficacy against breast and colon cancer cell lines in laboratory settings. 4. Neuroscience research using land snails. Learning and memory. The relatively simple nervous system of land snails makes them ideal models for studying neurological processes like learning and memory. Alzheimer's and neurodegenerative research. By studying how snails form and retrieve memories, researchers can better understand the biochemical pathways involved. This research could help develop treatments for neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. 5. Antimicrobial and antiparasitic effects. Antibacterial properties. Snail mucin contains peptides with antimicrobial properties effective against bacteria, including some resistant strains. Research published in Pharmaceutical Biology found that snail mucus could inhibit the growth of pathogens such as Staphylococcus aureus and Escherichia coli. Potential as an antiparasitic. Some studies suggest that snail mucus may help treat parasitic infections in animals, with potential applications for humans in the future. 6. Traditional and folk medicine applications. Respiratory health. In traditional medicine, certain snail extracts are used to treat respiratory ailments, such as asthma and bronchitis. Although scientific evidence is limited, these remedies are popular in some cultures. Digestive health. In folk medicine, snails are also consumed or used in extracts believed to aid digestion, support liver function, and reduce inflammation. Ongoing and future research. Snails offer a largely untapped source of bioactive compounds, and scientists are increasingly interested in them for their unique properties. Current research is focusing on developing synthetic analogs. Researchers are working to synthesize snail-derived compounds in the lab to make treatments more accessible and sustainable. Expanding cancer research. More studies are being conducted on cone snail peptides and their selectivity for cancer cells, with hopes to develop new, non-toxic cancer therapies. Broadening pain management applications. Given the potency of cone snail venom in pain relief, scientists are exploring additional ways to use it for non-addictive pain management. Snails offer diverse therapeutic compounds with unique effects on the human body, particularly in pain management, wound healing, and even cancer treatment. While some snail-based treatments are already available, ongoing research may unlock even more medical applications in the future. A few medicines derived from snail compounds are used in modern medicine, with some well-known examples. 1. Ziconotide, Prialt. Source: derived from the venom of the cone snail, Conus magus, specifically containing a peptide known as omega-conotoxin MVIA. Use: Prialt is used to manage severe chronic pain in patients who do not respond well to traditional pain medications like opioids. How it works: ziconotide works by blocking calcium channels in the nervous system, interrupting pain signals without the risk of addiction or tolerance. It's typically delivered via an intrathecal, spinal, infusion due to its potency. 2. Snail mucin-based skincare products. Source: snail mucin, especially from species like Cornuaspersum, garden snail. Use: though not considered medicine in the traditional sense, snail mucin-based creams and serums are commonly used in dermatology for skin repair, wound healing, and anti-aging benefits. How it works: the mucin contains glycoproteins, hyaluronic acid, and glycolic acid, which aid in cell regeneration, hydration, and reducing inflammation, making it useful for healing scars, burns, and even acne lesions. 3. Experimental cancer therapies. Source: some research involves peptides from cone snail venom, which have shown potential anti-cancer effects in laboratory studies. Status: these compounds are still largely in the experimental or research phase, with studies showing that they may selectively target cancer cells. While not yet approved for widespread clinical use, their unique properties hold promise for future cancer therapies. Future potential. Researchers continue to explore snail-derived compounds, particularly from marine snails, for new drugs targeting pain, neurological disorders, and cancer. Although few snail-derived medicines are fully available today, the promising effects of these compounds could lead to more snail-based treatments in the coming years. We want to hear from you. Have you had any memorable experiences with snails? Maybe you've spotted one on a nature walk, or perhaps you've kept them as pets. Share your stories in the comments below. We love connecting with you and learning about your snail encounters. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep bringing you awesome content. Thanks for being part of our community. Herb Greenheart.